Hello students. In last lecture we discussed about the moving coil galvanometer, that was the MCG, and we also discussed galvanometer is a device which can detect small value of current or voltage. That means it is a highly sensitive device. So remember that if any device is very sensitive, that means its figure of merit is very less. I repeat again, if any device is highly sensitive, that means its figure of merit, that means its efficiency is less. So galvanometer is a highly sensitive device, that means it can detect smallest value of current or voltage. If a large amount of current or voltage insert in it, it will be damaged. Now children, look here, this one is a symbol of galvanometer, is a symbol of symbolic representation of galvanometer, and Rg is the resistance of galvanometer. Rg is what? It is the resistance of galvanometer. It is the resistance of galvanometer. You know that the galvanometer is made of a large number of turns of copper coil. So there is a resistance. So Rg is the resistance of copper coil. And Ig is the current. When passes through this galvanometer, its needle shows the maximum deflection. Its needle shows the maximum deflection. So Ig is very small because it is highly sensitive. Suppose that we take a simple example. The value of Ig is 1 milliampere. Now try to understand. That means when 1 milliampere current inserted in that galvanometer, the needle of galvanometer shows the maximum deflection. Shows the maximum deflection. If I insert 0.5 milliampere current, then its needle shows the half of the maximum value. If I insert 0.25 milliampere, it will be 1/4 of the maximum deflection. So it's very clear. For 1 milliampere current, the needle of the galvanometer shows the maximum deflection. Now think about that. If I insert 1 ampere current, 1 ampere current, 1 ampere means 1000 milliampere current directly in that galvanometer, this galvanometer. Definitely your current is 999 milliampere more than the required current. Then what will happen? Because of this extra amount of the current, the coil of the galvanometer will be burned. The galvanometer definitely damaged. So we can't directly insert 1 ampere current. Now in this segment, we try to understand how 1 ampere current can be measured by the same galvanometer, by a little change. So for that purpose, we need to make a different diagram. So children, I am going to convert this galvanometer into a efficient galvanometer, that means the ammeter. Means we are going to increase its efficiency, that means we are going to decrease its sensitivity. Suppose that this one is a galvanometer whose resistance is 100 ohm. We are taking just example for our convenience. This one is Ig and the maximum current that can be measured is 1 milliampere. Now I am inserting a current. I am inserting the current of 1 ampere. 1 ampere. Definitely 1 ampere is much more than its value, Ig. So I am going to take the two changes. First change, we connect a resistance of low value resistance, and it is known as children shunt. It is known as the shunt. Suppose that the resistance is Rs, and remember that the value of Rs is less than Rg. The value of Rs is less than Rg. So we know that current always follow the low resistance path. Now try to understand by this example. Suppose that this one is a 2 ampere current and there are two resistances in their path, 1 ohm and 1000 ohm. The current is here I1 and here the current is I2. If I am asking you in which branch current is more, definitely I1 will be more than I2. Why? Because in its path resistance is less, so high current will be flow. This one is a simple funda of the flow of current, distribution of current. So here I am choosing the resistance shunt of low value than the galvanometer. Then what will happen, children? The maximum amount of the current will passes through this shunt parallel resistor. So what is the extra amount of the current? That is the I minus Ig. So Ig current flowing through the galvanometer and I minus Ig current flowing through the shunt. Now, a simple logical question should be in your mind. By the way, the current flowing through the galvanometer is only Ig. So, we use another technique. We change the scale. We change the scale of galvanometer. Instead of milliampere, we use here ampere. Although 1 ampere current is flowing, 1 milliampere current in this one. So when 1 ampere current is flowing through this whole system, galvanometer passes only 1 milliampere current. The needle shows 1 milliampere, but when you read it, you will read it 1 ampere. So by changing the scale, the value of the scale, and by connecting a shunt, you converted this galvanometer into a ammeter. Now, the most important thing, what should be the value of required resistance? So children, look here. Both are connected in parallel, so potential difference will be same. Potential difference across this galvanometer and potential difference across the resistance should be same. So what is the potential difference across the galvanometer? Vg equal to Vs. Vg equal to Vs. Vg means what? Ig Rg, and Vs is what? It is I minus Ig into Rs. So what do you get, children? Rs equal to Ig upon I minus Ig into Rg. By using this formula, you will obtain the value of required shunt which should connect across the galvanometer to convert into an ammeter. Now take a simple example. We will solve a numerical problem and then you can better understand. Now children, there is a numerical problem. A galvanometer of resistance 100 ohm can measure maximum 1 milliampere current. Convert into an ammeter of range 0 to 10 ampere. So what are the data are given? The data are Rg is 100 ohm, Ig is 1 milliampere, and we are demanding the current I, and that is the 10 ampere. That means you need to connect a shunt. So what is the value of shunt? The formula is here. Rs equal to Ig is 1 milliampere, 1 into 10 power minus 3 upon I 10 minus 10 power minus 3 into 100 ohm. Now you can use the mathematical approximation. 10 minus 0.001 is obviously it is the 10. So 1 into 10 power minus 3 is approx 10 into 100. So 1 cancel. What you get? You get 10 into 10 power minus 3 ohm. That is the 10 milliohm. So you can convert this galvanometer into an ammeter by connecting a resistance of 10 milliohm in parallel to that galvanometer. So by this method you can easily understand what is the conversion of galvanometer into ammeter. Now there is one more important thing we must know. If I convert a galvanometer into an ammeter, we need to connect a resistance. This is ammeter. If the same galvanometer is connected into milliammeter, we again connect a shunt resistance. Now a very important question will come in your examination. Ki ammeter and milliammeter. Ammeter, this is the ammeter and this is the milliammeter. Which having the more resistance? So remember that resistance of milliammeter. What is the meaning of resistance? Resistance of milliammeter means, or resistance of ammeter means, this Rg and Rs are in parallel combination. So what is the total resistance of this Rg, Rs upon Rg plus Rs? This is the resistance of milliammeter. And here you can also, resistance of ammeter is what? Rg, Rs upon Rg plus Rs. The value of Rs are different in both cases. Suppose that here is Rs dash, so this one is a dash. Now the simple question is, which having the more resistance, milliammeter or ammeter? So when you solve the whole process, you will observe that the resistance of milliammeter is more than resistance of ammeter. So remember that when a galvanometer is changed into an milliammeter and the same galvanometer is changed into an ammeter, resistance of milliammeter will be more than an ammeter. And one thing is very important, for ideal ammeter, if the ammeter is ideal ammeter, we assume its resistance is zero. Its resistance is zero. Practically it is not possible, but whenever we solve the numerical problem for the ideal ammeter, we consider resistance of ideal ammeter is zero. So you learn about the conversion of galvanometer into an ammeter. Thank you.